curious about your '87 auction. You could have done an IPO from Lockheed, or you could have done a spin out. You could have done a liquid buyout. I mean, you had a lot of choices, but other than
we
an
actually,
auction. How'd you wind up with an auction?
well, there's a fellow named Vince Marafino, and he's the Vice President of Finance at Lockheed Corporation. And I went to see Vince when we were thinking about, departing. And I talked to him about doing an IPO. Turned out in August of 1987, the market was down. I said, okay, we're interested in doing an MBO. And he said, okay, come back to me with a proposal. So Bob and I and Bill Lawrence and our finance guy met with some consultants, and we put together a price that we felt we could offer and still be profitable. I mean, beyond our debt service that we'd be paying. And as I recall, that was about $250 million. We didn't feel we could be profitable beyond that. Vince kind of smiled and he said, well, I think we can do better than that. So they hired Goldman, and we went through the auction process, which was fascinating.
Just curious, there was the October crash in '87. What was the timing of the auction compared to that October crash?
Well, we were in August.
So actually, did the bidding in August?
The bidding was before August.
No, not in '87. It started. It actually. I remember this specifically because my mother had a stroke in the late summer of '87, and I had to miss one of the Dog and Pony shows to go back to Chicago. But it actually started in around the summer, I think, of '87. But it went on for several months.
Well, that's right.
It went on for several months, and the actual sale occurred. I think it was in early '88 when the actual closing date, if you would, when it actually sold. One of the things about the auction that was really cool in Goldman Sachs' approach was that they had these things lined up, ready to go for the Dog and Pony shows, but they didn't do it, on Monday through Wednesday you're going to meet with Knight Ridder, and then on Thursday you're going to meet with this guy, and then the next Monday. No, what they let us do was they had 2 or 3 days per tire kicker, and then they gave us the better part of a week off so we could get back to doing something really important, running the business. And in a lot of these cases, if you folks have been involved in M&A work, when due diligence comes in, which is usually toward the end of the process, they smother you with lawyers and accountants and stuff, and the business goes to hell in a handbasket because everybody's paying attention to the new owner, right? Prospective new owner. But they didn't do that with us. They had these things lined up just right to give us time to get back to business, spend a week, and then we had another Dog and Pony show.
And Lockheed exercised stewardship. I mean, they were interested in the continuity and continuation of operation of Dialog. They weren't simply interested in dumping it off to the highest bidder. It did go to the highest bidder, but we had interaction. Our the management group participated with Lockheed management all the way through the process. And I have to say, on the subsequent sale by Knight Ridder, that did not happen. It was exactly the opposite, but that's another story.
For another panel.